Hi, I'm Sheetal Chavda and I'm here at Broadband World Forum. I'm joined here by John Harros. Welcome, John. Thank you for joining me. How are you today?
Thank you. Very well, thank you. Yes.
Excellent.
Excited to be here.
Wonderful. John, what trends have you seen in smart homes industry over the last 18 months?
Wow, okay. So the last 18 months, most people have been locked down. And I think one of the things that we've all seen as a trend really is, video conferencing and the need for greater connectivity.
Yeah.
I mean, that has really been the central theme. And it's really focused the minds, I think, of everyone who's working in smart home, IoT, just what an opportunity it is, because it's really captured the imagination of the general public. So yeah, absolutely. I think that's been one of the biggest trends with the work that we're actually doing at the Connectivity Standards Alliance. A lot of it really has helped us to continue to drive forward in bringing all of the activities that we've got that are helping to drive the IoT forward. So yeah, lots of trends that have really highlighted the need for this connectivity. So
excellent, thank you very much. And in your view, how can the industry develop secure, reliable and seamless connectivity standards for smart home devices?
Okay.
There's a big question.
Yeah, that's an excellent question. Okay, so I've been involved in IoT now really for about the last 25 years, even before people were terming it IoT.
Long time.
So yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that I've noticed in the last 5 years, coming to conferences, etc., everyone was talking about how fragmented the solutions and the technologies were. So at the end of the day, that has been a bit of a stumbling block to moving things forward. But now, particularly with the activities that we're involved in the Connectivity Standards Alliance, we've really tried to bring together a lot of the biggest players in the industry and tried to make sure that those are working together into a single interoperable standard. Now that's something that's been touted a lot of times before, but I think one of the key aspects here is that as we bring all these things together, it really allows developers of products, etc., to have a single home where they can ensure that kind of connectivity, that kind of security of their infrastructure is going to work. At the end of the day, our latest activities relating to the Matter technology, that's made a lot of news. It's had a lot of really big people come together in this particular one, is based on top of IP technologies, which are tried and tested technologies, and really by bringing everything together into single open standards, what you're doing is you're removing a lot of that fragmentation. Fragmentation, what it does is it creates a lot of different points of failure, lots of different points of security vulnerabilities. If you bring everything together into a single secure technology, then that really helps. So yeah, that's really one of the comments I would make is, come and join us and help us with this work. So
thank you. Not a small task, eh?
No, absolutely not.
And so tell us, why is standards so necessary?
Yeah, that's another great. You've got all the best questions. So I think what actually. In my time, one of the things I have noticed over time is that as people innovate, they initially start with single solutions that they keep within their own companies. They launch their products, etc., and they capture a certain amount of market. After a period of time, they hit a limit of how much market penetration they can have, and so they start partnering up with other organizations, and that also takes them. So I say a certain amount of the way further forward, but again they hit a limit, and then what you find the next step then is what you see in terms of the walled gardens that you have with some of the really big players, the ecosystem players, and they the likes of Amazon, Apple, Google, Samsung, etc. And what they have is they bring together so I say groups of different organizations and companies together, but all working just within their ecosystem. So that obviously then provides a much bigger slice, and those organizations have been very, very successful. What we've tried to do within our alliance, within the the CSA, is try and bring together all of these really big players, and we have successfully done that to get them to come together and work together on this singular effort of matter technology. And the reason why they're interested in doing that, and the reason why standards matter, is because as soon as you have the coming together of that kind of presence, then you have the ability to innovate and provide options to the market at a much bigger scale. To give you an idea of numbers, for Matter within the Alliance, we have over 200 different organizations, including all the big ecosystem players. Like I say, I'm sure I'm going to miss some, so apologies if I do miss them, but people like Amazon, Samsung, IKEA, Google, Signify, basically all the big players are all here with all their big ecosystems, and they're all working together in Matter. 200 different organizations, of which probably about 2,000 individuals, actual developers working on this Matter technology, and they're all working together. When you look at that size of engineering resource all going into a single technology, this is really groundbreaking. It's really a unique moment. I don't think any single organization, even one of the really big players, would put 2,000 odd individuals working on the same technology. The other thing that it also brings to that is the fact that when you have that diversity of companies, because of who they are, they also have some of their best people working on this. You have a real broad view of what's actually happening. And one of the things we're really excited about with Matter is, because it's really a key moment for the IoT. If you look back in history, key moments often allow the production of new players and new innovations, etc. So it's not just the big players; it's also the other organizations. Like I said, there are over 200, all working on Matter together. So there's a lot of ideas coming in here, and that really broad scope with all the really clever people that are working together creates a really exciting standard. So yes, that's the reason why standards is the way forward. Absolutely, and all of the big players see that to be the case.
Quite some collaboration.
Yes,
Thank
absolutely.
You. And so another one for you: how can operators keep up, as in home devices continue to develop?
Yeah, so really, the best way, and I'm obviously going to say this, but I genuinely believe this to be true. The best way is to get involved with the Alliance, the Connectivity Standards Alliance. We've already got 200 companies working together on the Matter technology. We actually have over 400 companies working together on different technologies. And the reason why they're coming together is because they see that this is the way to keep up to speed with the very latest technologies and the very latest evolutions in the technology. So my advice would be, get involved with the Alliance, see what's coming up, and possibly help influence the direction that those technologies are going. So
thank you. And you are joining us here, Broadband World Forum 2021, in person again. How have you found the show this year? What has it been like?
I personally am really excited. Because
you're smiling. So
exactly. The same as everybody else, I'm sure. We've been locked down for quite a while, doing video calls, working in different time zones, etc. It makes it really, really difficult. I've been very impressed by the hybrid nature of the event. I myself, I was involved in some of the digital aspects as well, and now I'm here in person. So this is really, really good, and I think it's important to come up with these ways of working now as we slowly, hopefully, move towards a new normal, returning somewhat to the normality that we had before. So I'm really excited to be here in person, so face to face. One of my impressions absolutely of the Broadband World Forum is this hybrid nature of the event.
So, well, that's lovely to hear that. Thank you very much. And if I was to ask you just for one highlight of the show, what would that be?
Definitely the face-to-face aspect. Yes, meeting people face-to-face.
You're not the first to say that,
no,
actually.
Exactly. And it doesn't surprise me that I'm not the first. It's really a great opportunity to meet again with colleagues and make new contacts. There is a lot to be said for in-person meeting of minds. Obviously, video conferencing has got us through the last 18 months. It will continue to be with us, but I think there's something to be said for face-to-face interactions as well. Absolutely, it's something that's incredibly valuable. So,
thank you.
Yeah.
Well, John, thank you so much for joining us this year, Broadband World Forum 2021. Lovely to have you here, and thank you for taking part.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Take
Thank you
care.
for having me.
Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.